Hello everybody, and welcome back to TV Talk. We are going to be covering quite a few things today. If you're here from YouTube, you'll probably just see this starting right now, and it'll be a little more divided. It won't be all three shows. It'll just be, the Severance Talk will be in its own thing, House of the Dragon, and then Sandman. But as it is right now, since we're just recording this, and if you're catching this on Twitch, thank you for watching it. We are just gonna go and blow through all of it. You know, pretty quickly. I'm not gonna dwell too much because I've already watched all of Severance season 1, and I do have some cool stuff in my notes, but I also have like 30 pages of notes, and I'm not gonna go through like all of it right now. I would say this show is certainly worth watching. It's doing a lot of things differently that I wish some of the other shows that are out right now would pick up on. In regards to storytelling, even though it does so in a comedic way, the way it gets things across, and the way it kind of tiptoes around like surrealism, especially in like the any scenes, I think it does that incredibly well. And I'm gonna jump back and forth a little here. I think the performances are really good from, I don't think there's a weak member in the show. It's a really stacked show, so it has that going for it as well. It's on Apple TV, so that's a con. Nothing on Apple TV. It's just I could think of 2 shows on Apple TV that are worth a watch, and this is one of them. Let's talk about why I like this show. What I think it does really well, without getting too like in the weeds of the plot, is it deals with religious themes. It's kind of like a science fiction show. It's science fiction, but it also, in its storytelling and in its imagery, its even its shot composition, you can tie it to like religious art from, I don't know, like 300-400 years ago. And in one episode in particular, I'm not gonna give away exactly what it is. It does it really well. Just suffice to say that there's a reason to have like that era art in this company. I won't say why, but the imagery there, like in contrast with the science fiction, it's like 2 things that shouldn't really go together, going together. And it's not just there, it's in the whole show. Certain characters are set up to be like these religious icons that but it's in a corporate structure, so it has a lot of interesting things to say about the way we may look at like certain CEOs and people who are only known for like the amount of money they make and stuff like that. It doesn't take like shots at, Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or anything. It's not direct like that, but it certainly has something to say, and it kind of likens it to the religious clergymen might have been treated like hundreds of years ago. And this sounds like spoiler talk, but it's not. This is all like within like the themes and motifs of the show. This has nothing to do with the show itself, which is also excellent. This is just all subtext, and I really enjoyed just watching that and picking up on it. In the meantime, like watching this thriller unfold. I also like the kind of like the mystery that they've set up. It's not without going into too much detail, it's not something that you just like, oh, I know exactly what's going on, even if you think you do, because they kind of throw some wrenches at you, like some curveballs throughout the season. And it is fun just like pausing the screen and taking a look at maybe like a piece of paper that was shown, and like trying to put stuff together and see how it's gonna figure into like future episodes. In that way, it reminds me of Westworld, where Westworld almost had like an ARG element to it, where you could go online and see these little tidbits of like characters or organizations or factions or whatever that would be playing a part later on. This kind of has a little bit of that going on. It's kind of got a little bit of a Lost vibe going on, where you're trying to figure out what's happening, but way more contained. I think that it's certainly worth your time, and it's a really good show. There's some really cool symmetry, and I guess duality is a theme too. And the way that there's a lot of circles and a lot of like perfectly symmetrical shots happening, and the way it ties into the story is really interesting. And again, like, this is a little spoilery, but not really. There's this building that's a circle. I think this place is supposed to, in some ways, but figuratively, represent hell. And the outward shots of the place, like the wide angle, you just get the whole place from like an aerial shot, and it's this perfect circle, and it's like a circle of hell. At least that's what it conjures up in my mind, and I think that's kind of what they were going for, at least a little bit. It's just really really entertaining. I'm gonna say a little more on Severance. Standouts in the cast who I really liked, and maybe this will be another draw because it's got some really good actors in here. We've got Adam Scott, we've got Britt Lower as Helly. Both of them really good. They're kind of like the protagonist and deuteragonist, interchangeably. We've got Jen Tulloch as his sister, Devin. We've got Michael Chernus as Rickon. He's got some voiceover parts, without giving away too much, that are really entertaining. Christopher Walken is in this show. He's Christopher Walken is always entertaining to watch. He does his thing, and it's fun. We've got John Turturro in this show as well as Irving. Again, like somebody, if they're involved, you don't have to worry about it. They're gonna do really well. Same with Patricia Arquette. Let's see. Trammell Tillman as Milchick was really good. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Zach Cherry as Dylan, another standout. I particularly like it when they're in scenes together. They've got a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, aside from that, I think we are good on Severance. So if you are on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you enjoy this content. Yeah.